You know, here at RT, we believe that by following the tech beat, we give ourselves and you a glimpse into our lives and what it's going to be like in the future. Yesterday, we tackled the issue of pre-selecting what our children would look like, or designing babies, as some call it. Well, today we reveal something that is rather worrisome, especially in light of the move toward wearables and implanted devices inside of our bodies for medical reasons. One example is that of a device applied to the brain of patients with Parkinson's. The problem? Hackers. Thanks so much, Dan. Boy, I'll tell you what, if there's ever a perfect guest to talk about the technology of our times getting a little bit ahead of us, or maybe we're getting ahead of it, it's Lionel, and he's joining us now to share his thoughts with this situation. What do you think, Lionel?
Well, first of all, you know, Rick, what we're doing right now is there was a comment that was made. This is 20 years off. No, it's not. It's here right now. Now, you mentioned before in a conversation about offing somebody, removing somebody, dispatching somebody, expurgating them, ruining them.
That was a Saudi Arabia story.
Right. Let's assume that this particular individual is one out of 200,000 Americans, people here who get, let's say, call this just a pacemaker. And I don't have to go and have some kind of a hit team. I don't need to use a bone saw and dissolve somebody in acid. And you're done. You're finished. Now, ultimately, think about this.
Yeah.
What makes Rick Sanchez is your memory, your perspective, what you saw. The worst thing that we could ever do is to ablate and remove memory. You know, they say that history would be a wonderful thing if only it were true, which is what Tolstoy said. But if I could go in and I could, instead of taking Rick Sanchez, human being, I look at you as an integrated circuit covered in a carbon shell, and you become basically the ultimate Manchurian candidate. Since the days of MK Ultra, Rick, it has always been the desire to control people, to have, forget robots, forget General Dynamics and all of that, or Boston Dynamics. Imagine I control you, and I can control you with just the twist of a dial and the implantation of an electrode, and it's going to happen right now. Who's watching this? Who is protecting against this, I ask you, sir? Who?
So we should do everything possible to protect ourselves and prevent any of these new technologies, especially the ones that are invasive, correct?
Correct. And we also need to understand something. One thing in particular, you know, a lot of young folks, God bless them, they look at robots and they confuse robotics with artificial intelligence. The two are completely different. If I can go a step further, what if I use you, Rick Sanchez's brain, to park data? Like I would, instead of putting data on a phone, I park it in you. You haven't even begun to see what we're looking at. Not 20 years from now, but right now, my friend.
Well, you know, when I said you were the perfect guest for this segment, guess what? I nailed it. You are. And I'm glad nobody's
taking, my friend.
I'm glad nobody's taking your memory away, by the way. Good job, my friend. Thank you. Well done.
Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachakodash. Double honor to our apostles and elders, Great Millstone, who still rule well. Peace and blessing to the elect of Israel. Welcome to another update of the Mark of the Beast is indeed the RFID chip. I'm on the website here, payments.com. And I have an article entitled, Chip Implants Raise Security Concerns. And it's spiritual. This is on payments.com because these chips will be used for payment. Whether it's a chip in your right hand or in your right arm or in your left hand or in your left arm, or whether it's in your brain or whether it's in your frontal lobe, your cerebral cortex, this chip will be used for payment as well as to store health information. And according to researchers, this chip, whether it's an RFID chip or a chip that's in your brain, it can be hacked. People can steal your information. They can steal your payment information as well as your health information. And this article was put up a day ago. It says 1 day ago. Chip implants raise security concerns because these chips can be hacked. There may come a day, a generation or two from now, Don't listen to that part. It's not that far off. The day is now. This thing is happening now, okay? When stories about the data breaches and other hacking threats faced by payments and commerce operators in 2018 seem quaint, or at the least like relatively primitive foreshadowing of a new type of digital criminality. It's no big news that microchip implants are part of the future of humanity. It's already happening. Of course, albeit tentatively. And this is a cut on Bishop Nathaniel of the IUIC, because according to him, ain't no microchips. We in June, ain't no microchips. Well, according to this information right here, it's already happening. Okay? We're in the future. We are in the future. Consider the Wisconsin workers whose employer offered them the chance to embed chips to buy snacks, gain access to physical spaces and computers and other tasks. 3 Square Market, look it up. They were big in the news last year. And this October, which October just passed, we're in November now, news emerged that thousands of people in Sweden have also had microchips inserted in their hands. So come on now. Thousands of people in Sweden, also in Germany. Thousands of people. And like Elder Pastor Hart said, those are pure Edomites. They don't believe in the Heavenly Father. This chip is a thing of Esau. It's not a thing for you Israelites. It's a thing of Esau. And the scriptures say, how are the things of Esau searched out? We look it up. So we know the mark of the beast, the RFID chip. It's a thing of Esau. And I'm reading the article on it right now. The brief process involves a chip about as big as a grain of rice, a syringe, a bandage, and a bit of pain that participants have typically described as a mild sting. For home, office, and gym entry, and for storage of emergency contacts, social media profiles, digital tickets, and other data. So basically, this microchip can do everything that your phone can do. It can do everything that your computer can do. It can store large amounts of data. Okay? And you can gain access to different things. They're pushing for this. Esau is pushing for this. And it's going to happen very soon. It may be next year, but it's going to be mandatory. You can bet that. The payment and commerce opportunities of such technology is obvious. And the wearables market is helping to guide the way toward the potential likely mainstreaming of chip implants. So this thing is becoming mainstream. It's not a joke, man. This is serious business. This is prophecy. Prophecy manifesting in real time. Okay? And you have wearables. Your phone is a wearable. You always have that on you. You have your wallet. That's a wearable. Okay? You know, you have your Bluetooth earpiece. That's a wearable. But see, they're pushing for implants. They're pushing for this to be implanted in you. It's an implant. All right? Wearable market, or the wearables market, is pushing for it. But this thing is going to be put in you. So far, confidence is high among implant backers that the chips are safe from hackers. That's a damn lie. Even though more neutral observers have taken more skeptical views, warning that criminals likely will find a way to steal the data on such chips. Data that includes not only payment information, but also intimate details of that person's health and identity. Implants rising. There is another emerging area of concern that goes beyond these recent moves with hands and limited numbers of people. Right, so you got the mark that can be put in your hand, but let's read about this mark right here. The use of implanted brain stimulation devices in patients is a growing area of medicine, which the mark in your forehead. That's the mark of the beast in your forehead, in your brain. Used to treat such disorders as tumors, Parkinson's disease, and depression. As a research report released on Monday, October 29th, by Kaspersky Labs and the University of Oxford Functional Neurosurgery Group noted, the technology is quickly gaining ground. The latest generation of these implants comes with management software for both clinicians and patients, installed on commercial-grade tablets and smartphones. The report said, adding that the connection between them is based on the standard Bluetooth protocol. But those gains come with fresh concerns about digital security. Those devices are not the microchips from those programs in Wisconsin and Sweden, nor, of course, the chips implanted into pets. The brain devices are more complicated and larger than those chips, but the common point is that, like the chips, the technology is implanted in a human being to facilitate a variety of tasks, which in turn requires the storage of sensitive data that needs to be protected from criminals. Memory technology. Brain implants are developing to a point that will still seem like science fiction to many, and will almost certainly have impacts on the exercise of payments and commerce. For instance, memory implants are a real and exciting prospect, offering significant healthcare benefits. That's bullshit. Like I said, they're going to sell it to you. When this thing is made mandatory, they will sell it to you, make it seem like it's a good thing. Okay, they're going to speak about healthcare. Added Laurie Pycroft, doctoral researcher in the University of Oxford Functional Neurosurgery Group. Such implants can have a variety of uses that include treatment of people, including soldiers with traumatic brain injuries or those suffering from Alzheimer's disease and similar disorders. But memory implants will also present a variety of opportunities for cyber criminals. Those could include the mass manipulation of groups through implanted or erased memories, while repurposed cyber threats could target new opportunities for cyber espionage or the theft, deletion, or locking of memories, for example, in return for a ransom, according to the Kaspersky report. The report predicted that commercial memory boosting implants could appear on the market within a decade. It won't take that long. It won't take that long because the advancement of technology, things are happening within like the next 3 to 6 months. Okay? You know, or a year, at the most within a year. But things are happening fast. And that within 20 years or so, don't listen to that part, the technology could be advanced enough to allow for extensive control over memories. Because the Lord is speeding Esau up with this technology to bring about his destruction. So it won't take 20 years. That's the lie. Security vulnerabilities. The main areas of security risk. According to the report, there are vulnerabilities and holes in the exposed connected infrastructure for those implants. Already, researchers have found one serious vulnerability and several worrying misconfigurations in an online management platform popular with surgical teams, which could allow an attacker to access sensitive data and treatment procedures. Okay, which that's enough on this article here. But you see that this technology is not perfect. Okay, and it's only being pushed on you for a means of control. It's all about control. That's what it's all about. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So the mark of the beast is right before your eyes. The mark of the beast that will be put in people's hands, in either hand, and also the mark of the beast that will be put in people's foreheads, that brain chip. It's right before your eyes. Barakatah Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. Double honor to our apostles and elders, great millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.